folks, on the water with Trey. How you doing, man?
All good. On the water. Good.
Yeah. So we're gonna kind of expand upon the scented jerk shad fishing I've been doing. I gave you one of the underspins that I've made. We're gonna see if that's a presentation for that larger bait fish profile with a little bit of flash. It kind of fills in that progression of aggression I talked about in a previous video, where you go from the top water weightless, down to the weighted hook, which kind of swims and hunts underneath the surface of the water, and all the way down to either spinnerbait or jackhammer, using it as a trailer. This is somewhere in between. It's like a subtle, kind of a more compact version of a spinnerbait, if you will. So we'll see if they work. We're rolling upstream. We're going to talk a little bit about the Osprey a little bit later, and that product development timeline, and really your year on the water with it and what it's done for his tournament fishing, and then what the timeline is for release. That'll be a video that we release closer to when you're ready to sell these things. So right off the bat, I know that the underspin is catching grass, like a little bit or a lot, pretty much every cast. And I don't know, this river is overdue for a good washout. We had rain and a rise. It's been 3 weeks, but we definitely, yeah, it's every cast. We're getting it. We got remnants of a hurricane coming in and gonna just rain on us for 3 or 4 days, which is good. It washes out a lot of that grass on every cast. Yeah. All right, I have been fishing. I think this one's a 3/8 ounce, so it's one of the heavier ones that I made. I fished it on the way up in some areas I think should have got bit, but we are in that transitionary time of year where in the mornings maybe they're not moving that fast, and what I'm going to do as I move up on this ledge rapid is switch to one of the lighter heads, so maybe I can slow down a little bit and get a bite. We'll see. So nothing on the underspin yet, but the first cast I did with the weightless one, fish slow on the top water, actually got slash guided. So I'm going to play around with that for a while here in the shallows. That's what we wanted. Again, right above the grass, tip of the grass island. I actually watched this one come up and eat, and I switched to the weighted hook, not the underspin. And I was swimming it right below the surface. I actually got to watch this guy chew. That's awesome. All right, first one's an 18.5 incher. I've had 2 other fish swirl on the underspins. I haven't connected, but went back to that weighted hook. Trey, come in close and just show the weighted hook up while I let this fish breathe. This one I didn't even paint. Didn't even bother painting. It's just bare lead. And it was below the surface when this fish came up and took it. It's important to keep your eye on that bait. And I actually watched this fish come zooming up, and I watched this disappear into the mouth, and I knew, okay, it's time to set the hook. So that was fun. Hopefully this keeps up. So I've taken to actually holding even my elbows up when I get that rod tip up when I'm throwing the weighted one, to really keep it on the surface. you know, I'm putting it way out there, which is great to have. Here comes one. Have that long cast. Saw the wake, he didn't commit. Let's see if you got buddies. Keep your rod tip up even further by getting those elbows up. And I think I've had somebody ask, I can't remember who asked. Somebody asked, hey, if you think you know where they are, you got an idea of, all right, this is where the fish is gonna be. Say a big old root ball or a big, you know, ledge rock right above the top of a grass bed. In fact, I think I have that up here. You guess where the fish is going to be positioned. Do you drop it right on him? The biggest fish will eat that. It'd just be like, how dare you? How dare you challenge me? Now I'm going to eat your face. So I don't know that that's the best approach, though. I like to let them think they have the upper hand. I like to let them see it about it. Well, the short answer is if you cast about 20 feet beyond them and the pathway that it takes is about 10 feet in front of them, let them get a good look at it. This isn't, you know, this is subtle enough that it looks good all the way around. You know, it's got very, especially with this straight nose up on the surface presentation, it's got very few negative cues at all. Did you get one?
I did. Finally, a good one.
Nice, man.
It's on the, was that a jerk shad?
Yeah, scented jerk shad.
Z-Man scented jerk shad, and this one has the weighted hook. I've just been fishing all the ledges and the tops of the grass islands and everything, and then everything in between. But I've had a lot of follows at the tops of the grass islands. This one was in between two ledges. So I'm gonna get him up here and see what he measures.
And you're doing the blotchy bass?
Yep.
Good. I'm excited that you've made this bait work.
Me too, because that's why I like to fish.
Well, I think it's perfect for summer. I think we're losing that with every day, but it's fun when they jump up on it. Very nice, man.
Swash.
Say bye-bye.
That one's a better fish. Better than the last one. I was skeptical at first, but I think I'm a believer now. So I was skeptical at first. Thought maybe the bite that Jeff found was a short window, but this is the third good fish that I've actually caught on that bait. I've had quite a few other fish come up after it. Caught a couple small ones, but no, I'm a believer now. This thing definitely works. We got a lot of grass floating down the river today, and you know, leaves and a little bit of everything, and it's weedless. I tried throwing a spinnerbait for a while which I can do. Chatterbait's actually a little easier in the grass because you can usually rip the grass off of it. But this thing, you don't even have to worry about the grass. It just comes right through. I'm gonna upload this one to the MyCatch app. One more entry for the blotchy bass bonanza. It's another dark fish for the day. We're gonna go ahead and let him go.
Oh, that's a nice one. Me just deciding I was gonna experiment around with the baby underspin. I got a very small one in gold. I think it's the lightest weight, maybe 1/8 ounce, and that's cool. I actually caught one on the underspin. It was that little guy, and the lighter one really tends to want to spiral and corkscrew unless you go really slow with it. All right, that one liked this Houdini 5-incher with that gold underspin there with the smaller blade. They really do, that smallest one really likes to corkscrew if you don't have, I guess, the self-control to just slow it down, really slow it down. That's cool that worked though. That's my first underspin fish. Very cool. We'll get him on the tournament. Add catch. So my impression on the presentation that worked with this, if I go too fast it corkscrews, but think spinnerbait meets slider fishing meets slow rolling I can't even say slow rolling a spinnerbait. They're liking it. It's the Houdini color and just a gold head. Just a, rod tip up at like a 45, just slow retrieve. It is picking up grass too, but that really light one might be a winter fishing thing. Trey's uploading more. How big's that one?
17.5. Swim bait on, or it's a paddle-tailed swim bait on a finesse shaky head. Big old fat fish.
Another one on the gold underspin. Ooh, that's a good fish. Have to really slow it down. It forces you to slow it down. And is it a subtle presentation? That might be a good numbers bait. Look at that. Maybe I just got the color right finally for him. I didn't want that giant pink one. They like the Houdini. So something broke off the gold one I was throwing. Maybe a walleye got it, but it's this size. So I'm gonna go find a white scented jerk shad or a pearl one, like a small one, and throw it on that. See if it works the way the gold one did. Definitely got to make some more though. So I threw the smaller white one on. I actually used the spinnerbait trailer because I didn't find the scented jerk shad. We're in the middle of this sort of glide. Oh, that's a big fish. That's awesome. That's awesome. This tiny little do-nothing bait is bringing in big fish. Ah, very subtle. I guarantee you they don't see these types of presentations. It's a weird one. Nice fish. Haven't seen that one before, had you? Nope. This is not the underspin that I thought was gonna do the job. This is a surprise. It's a nice surprise. So I always like learning new stuff. Look at that. That is so cool. If you go too fast with this, it is absolutely gonna spiral. That's just a spinnerbait trailer. Couldn't find the fluke, put that on there. It's got that small little blade there. This one's nice. Yeah. It's a 18.5 incher on that little bait. Very cool. They keep eating it. Nothing looking area. A weird little do nothing bait. Just slowly reel it in. And they're loving it. Oh, it's so cool. Congratulations, Jeff. You've invented the beetle spin. Tell me it's not a beetle spin. I mean, it's bigger. The trailer's probably 4.5 inches. That blade's small. It's got beautiful little 3D eyes I put on there. This by far is my most productive bait. Tiny little underspin. I think I only made 2 of them. So if you're going any faster than this, it's nice with the white because you can actually see it in the water. You can see that you're corkscrewing it. And I've already messed up and had to I've had to deal with some tangles. I'm gonna have to cut my line at the end of the day and drag it behind the boat and just let it all straighten out, because I mean you'll see it in how it's spinning in a direction. I'm gonna spin it further in that direction. Hopefully it'll unspin more of it and not give me another bird's nest. Easy to do with this lightweight a little bait, but they like this. River smallmouth eating a very lightweight, I think 1/8 ounce underspin. Who'd have figured? It's just amazing to watch them go eat this stupid little white bait. Watched him come up and eat it. So where those fish, all of them hit the smaller underspin, is right out in the middle, right in the middle of the glide. You know, we have a an area that I would say is a good candidate for throwing the spinnerbait. Good, good set of little light white water there. You got one little chute coming in here on the side, so maybe it's a current seam, or I think it's just where 2 converging currents are meeting, but it's out here in the middle in there's nothing out here. They're just chilling. They're just, I mean, it's all 3.5 foot, nothing really to hold them. They're just chilling out, and you give them that stupid little white bait or the gold bait, it's a little underspin. They're digging it. It's so cool. So if you rush the underspin, you get line twist, bird's nest, and frustration. If you don't rush the underspin, you get fish. Lots of jumping fish. One after the other. Just take it easy. Go slow. Let them have it how they want it. Slow, steady, middle of the water column. Why? Why that? Why is that so interesting? All right, for now anyways, I'm retiring the smaller one. I'm gonna put a bigger one into action. I'm gonna stick with that same spinnerbait trailer that seems to have good action. This has a larger blade. It's like a hammered willow, but it's also more weight, so should be fairly balanced. We'll see if they like this one as much. That one hit the slightly larger one, so I'm finding that I'm snagging this slightly heavy one a little bit more than I did the other one. I think it's mostly because I'm still dialing in what is the right speed to move this bait. You know, you don't want it to corkscrew, but you also want to go as fast as you can, so that, you know, if one of them grabs it and just starts moving, which they don't, they come up and they mouth it. You got to swing on it. It's not like a spinnerbait where you can just burn a spinnerbait, and a lot of fish you catch on a spinnerbait, you don't need to hook set. You've already got them because they've just smashed it. This is not that. This is different. This is there's a feel you develop, and you got to pay attention. You got to set the hook when you get that little feeling. It's not always a solid whack. It's sometimes just, hey, there's a little pressure there. Swing. You swing on it, and there's a fish. He was swimming upstream at me. Had to speed up to get him. I missed one just a second before I got this one. It was a big one. Probably another 18-incher or so. It was right in front of me. And it occurs to me that there is something to the strike detection in this, that you're not moving it that fast, so you have to swing on whatever pressure you feel. Could be that you just bump the bottom, but they come up on it and just wrap their mouth around it and don't necessarily start running away with it immediately. So you gotta pay attention, and you gotta swing on them. All right, I am zooming back up. I just got a call from Trey. He's already at the launch, and he's loading up. I'm gonna join him, and we're gonna go get some dinner. But it's been fun playing around with these today. This is my first day with the underspin. My takeaway from it is it's a subtle presentation. It requires focus. If you rush it, it's gonna corkscrew and give you a line twist. But man, it gets a lot of bites. It really does. Once I put down the scented jerk shad and said, all right, let me give this its due, it helped that I went small late in the day, and that's where I really started getting bites. But you know, I'm gonna pour up a bunch more of these. That gold one really got a lot of attention before I think it got bit off by a walleye. So, but yeah, good day with the underspin. Hope you learned something. I did. See ya.